Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches, episode 139. Tonight we're reviewing Moonlight.
You said it so weird.
I did say it weird, whatever.
And you just reminded me, sidebar, there was this terrible TV show called Moonlight about a vampire detective, and it was like some good trash. It was so bad.
I fed you. You were dying out there, and I brought you back to life with my blood. With my blood.
Vampires, not a werewolf.
No, it didn't make a lot of sense.
Okay, I mean, I guess like a vampire under the moonlight.
You know, you had to be careful about when he went outside, but he would solve crimes, and he had like a sexy, human that was his partner.
Oh my gosh.
It was Dante's Cove. Like,
Ooh.
less gay sex, but like Dante's Cove level, like, what is this? Might have to rewatch that.
Maybe. First things first, shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. Trywink.com/moviebitches. You get $20 off your first month if you try it out. So try it out.
Try it out.
We like the wine. If you like wine, you like this. You get to like do a whole thing and pick out like what you like, and then they recommend wines based on your profile. So
we've only gotten one that we didn't like.
yeah, and then you can rate them. So and say like, don't send me that one again, and they don't.
Moonlight, the new Oscar-nominated drama
about like a teen. Well, it's about a boy who grows up in Miami, the streets of Miami.
Yes. I mean, it's basically like a less pretentious, more poignant, and powerful Boyhood.
Sure.
Without the gimmick.
Right.
I mean, very disparate, like, trajectories.
Totally.
But, like, it's that kind of, like, growing up through adolescence and, like, following the same character.
3 chapters. I liked this movie.
Yes. It's very good.
It's very good. It took me a while to get there. At least halfway through the second act, I was sitting there being like, this is fine, but I don't see how this is a Best Picture nomination. And then at the end, I was like, I get it.
I really liked the first part and the last part.
Yeah.
The middle part was a bit draggy for me.
It was, but it also, like, what I liked about it was that the movie kind of had just, like, this slow build, where each scene that you saw was slow, but, like, gave you pertinent data that ultimately completed the puzzle.
There was parts in the middle chapter that I enjoyed, but I guess for me, having a lead character who barely speaks, that kind of thing drives me nuts.
I feel you on that.
And so, I mean, I did like that the movie itself would have characters be like, come on, like, you can put a sentence together, like, let's do this. Like, characters literally were like, you have to talk right now. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, the movie gets it. But then at the same time, I feel like just had the whole thing been just trimmed down.
Sure.
Still
you
have
can
these
still
long,
have that effect.
lingering, whatever. But it was almost just too much of him not engaging that I started to check out slightly. And then by the third part, I was like, oh, I'm into this again.
Right.
So the sort of breakout star of this movie is Mahershala Ali, who's only in the first section.
That's interesting because I thought that the guy at the end, the lead, the adult Chiron was really great.
You know who my favorite character was?
Who?
Adult Kevin.
Really?
I loved Adult Kevin.
Interesting.
I was like, yes, maybe I wanted the whole movie to be about him.
No.
Yeah.
Interesting. What I really loved about the acting...
Why not make it about Kevin?
Well, I mean, that could be...
It's a different side of it, but I found him to be very interesting.
Yeah. Well, that is interesting, too, because...
Make it about both of them. I don't know. I really
that could have been a little bit more interesting, too, if
right?
you had gone through, like, their different childhoods and how they both dealt with these feelings.
Yes.
What I really liked about this movie was it starts off of just kind of, like, the conversation of sexuality.
Right.
Particularly in, like, the African-American, like, community where in a lot of circumstances, it's even more stigmatized, or like there's a lot of
more taboo.
It's like prescriptions, like everyone would be telling him what to do, how to be a man, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then so it's this conversation of like sexuality and gender and like masculinity that it's like in the third act he is older and has decided to take all of these lessons that they've given him about how to be a
become
man.
the man everyone said he needed to be.
And he's still gay, and he's still, you know, and so what I really liked about the acting of old Chiron was that, like, he's this, like, big built badass.
He was ripped.
And he's acting a certain way and whatever, right? And then, like, the second that he gets that phone call and that he's interacting with adult Kevin, it's like he adopted the same mannerisms and whatever. And I was like, this is, like, really good.
Well, and I loved that Kevin was like, what are you doing wearing that grill? Like, he was just like, what's this?
Yeah.
What's happening right now? No. Stop. Like, he was like his little pep talk. He was like, this is too much. No. Stop. And I was like, yes, finally! Like, that's why I loved adult Kevin. He said it like it was.
Sure.
And it was just like, finally.
Didn't Kevin always say it like it was?
Yes, but before he was like pretending to be like, oh, I slept with all these hoes and like blah, and I was like, oh, this is boring, I don't like this.
But again, that was like
that was his response to his environment. But I was like, I'm less interested in this, I've seen this.
Sure.
Ooh, yeah, adult Kevin, yes. You make that chef special with all that cilantro.
Oh my God.
There was so much cilantro on those beans. I was like viscerally upset. And then he eats it, and then it falls on the table, and then he eats it, and cilantro. It was horrible. It's horrible. It's the worst part of the movie. I was watching the first act, and for some reason, I was really worried the whole time that Mahershala Ali was going to be a child molester.
I had the same feeling!
I was like,
right?
And I was like, oh no, like, no, he finally has like a father figure. And I was like, no, please don't be a child molester. And then he wasn't. And I feel like had I known that, I would have enjoyed the first act more because I was like real worried. I mean, once we meet Janelle Monáe, who is his girlfriend, I was like, okay, she seems cool, like, maybe he's not. Okay, hopefully he's not. But I kept waiting for like a reveal of like, oh, and then he was like totes molesting him the whole time. And I was like, oh God.
Like, oh God, is it going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, he was molested as a child by a man and that's why he's gay? And I'm like, fuck you. That's like not...
Right, yeah.
Like, but...
we didn't go there.
It didn't.
But I was concerned about it.
I was concerned for a while as well.
So I have a question.
Uh-huh.
What happened to Juan?
I don't know.
Did I like zone out? Did they explain it? I'm assuming he either died or... There
was dialogue that was hard for me to understand.
Yeah.
The sound mixing or something was a little difficult for me. I felt like I had the volume turned up.
Well, this has a lot of tropes of indie movies where it's like a lot of camera angles in the backseat of cars, a lot of hero shots where you're following the person as they're walking, you know.
Oh my God, that first scene was nauseating.
Okay, thank you. I was like, what is this, the first act of Hunger Games? It was too much, and I was worried.
I was like, what is this, an episode of Glee?
It was bad.
They're just like circling and
it wasn't even really
and...
landing on the proper things. It was very weird, and I was concerned, and I'm glad that you brought it up.
Good.
Because I was like, oh no, please don't beat this movie.
Right? I was like, please, and it stopped, and I was like, oh thank God. This movie was good. I don't know, it was really just like it was kind of poetic.
It was a movie that, as the more I thought about it, the more it sunk in, the more I was like, oh wow, that was really powerful, or it was very subtle and sort of delicate in a way. When the main character of Chiron was actually talking and had dialogue, I was really into the movie.
Sure.
Maybe just a little less of him being so nonverbal and
so shut down.
So shut down because I got it. I think at a certain point I was like, I get this.
Yeah.
It's so much, it's making me disengage.
I get that.
But fantastic performances, a very interesting story that you don't see all the time. Like, it was a really good movie.
It was, and I think that was what was really nice. And what's interesting too, I thought like it had a really good commentary on drug use and dealing, and like, you know, there's this whole weird thing where he's like talking to the mom of the son that he's trying to help because his mother's addicted to drugs, but he's selling her the drugs, and you're like, dude, what's the like,
right?
You know, so there's like a lot of conversation starters and like stuff that's not, it wasn't heavy-handed at all. This had a point of view and a statement to make, and like it was just very subtle.
Yeah.
And it was well made. And it was really pretty, except for that first shot that was nauseating.
I cannot express how insane that first shot was for me. I was worried.
I was so worried. I was like, oh no, this movie's gonna be terrible. What are we gonna do?
We can't say that we hated it.
Us hate an Oscar-nominated movie? Never. I was worried that the end was gonna go somewhere real dark.
When Kevin shows him the picture of the baby, I was like, oh, he's
Right.
gonna say he's married and he's not gay anymore, and oh, poor Chiron. And I was like, oh no.
And then I was like, oh my god, is Chiron gonna like anchor out and like punch him or like do? I was just like, oh, like my head was going all these places.
I didn't think it was going there.
Well, you didn't. I didn't.
I
know.
thought he might go kill himself, but
Well,
I didn't think he would hurt Kevin. Loved adult Kevin.
oh my gosh. No, but I was really happy with the way that it ended. And
I love the ending. Honestly, the third act of the movie was the best part
Absolutely.
of the entire movie, and had that just been a short, I would have been like, I fucking love this movie.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
You have like a flashback or whatever,
A
and then
couple
you're
of
cool.
flashes, you know, and then it's just like, you know, my dinner with Andre.
When he plays
except
the song,
my dinner with Kevin. You know?
it was yes.
Oh my god, when he, I mean, I already Shazammed it and downloaded it. Are you surprised?
No.
I mean, I already knew that song, but I was like, oh yeah, I don't have that. Love it.
Oh, I didn't talk about the score, which I thought was fabulous.
You know why it was fabulous? Barely noticed it.
You know, I didn't notice it. You know what's funny? I didn't really.
Like, I
didn't,
like, could I sing it to you right now? No.
Oh no.
But did I like love it because it was there? But I had.
Oh, it
no
was really
memory of it?
powerful.
Yes.
I didn't notice it necessarily until the end when I was listening. Like the credits are rolling and I'm listening to the music and I'm like, oh fuck, that score was like really, really good.
It was a very thoughtful, like almost poetry of a film.
It
right?
was.
So.
And it's nice because like it was based on that play, but it didn't feel like a play. But I liked it.
Yes, very
so
good.
cheers.
Cheers.